Yes, and let's move on. Good evening and welcome to the regular council meeting for Town of Oxford Town Council for February 28, 2024. I'd like to call this meeting to order. First off, I'd like to welcome Mark Rushton, Six Rivers News. He's present on Zoom. And today, you'll see some pink carnations around. Today is Pink Shirt Day, and some of us managed to find a pink shirt to commemorate it. Some of us didn't. Anyway, it's about anti-bullying and we should all try to participate in it. First up, we've got the agenda. We need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Moved, seconder?
Second.
Okay, moved by Councillor Jones, second by Councillor Black. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye, motion carried. First up, minutes from the regular town council meeting of January 29th. Any errors or omissions? No, then I'll declare them approved as submitted. Special meeting held on February 14th, 2024. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'll declare them approved as read. Business. Well, first up, we were going to look at the audited financials, but we're going to defer tonight to a future council meeting as our manager of finance is unable to be here with us. Understand the audit committee met on Monday night and we're ready to make a recommendation to council, but that will be following a presentation to council from Baker Tilly and Ruth Ann Brookins. So we plan to do that, have that at our cow meeting on March the 13th, I think it is, on Wednesday night. Yes. Next up, asset management policy. I'll turn the floor over to Linda.
Thank you, Your Worship. So the asset management policy, we mentioned it at the last meeting. This is just a housekeeping item. It's a policy that we would just carry over and just relook at every few years. It has been looked at by our manager of finance and she's good with the policy. So the only thing that we changed on it was the dates and just about the new renewal date to be December 31st, 2026. So we're just looking to formally adopt the amended asset management policy.
Do I have a motion to that effect, please?
So moved.
Seconder, moved by Councillor or Deputy Mayor McDonald, second by Councillor Colburn. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye, motion carried. Next up, boards and committees, a request for a fire department committee. Linda.
Thank you, Your Worship. So I was approached by a couple of people that are interested in a fire department committee. They would like to be more involved, and I was approached by Councillor Colburn and Deputy Mayor McDonald. And they may want to speak on it or just that they would like to be more involved so we'd like to see council's interest in putting that back on to our boards and committees for 23-24.
I would like to see the committee back in because it's a good front line committee. Not that it's doing anything that makes them, we can look for problems and report back to council or information. A few things that we've got from the fire department, especially when I first started. We had done a motion on a magazine, which wasn't a magazine. It was actually that Where Are You program for it, and we 1 year, but we didn't know, we didn't have enough information. So I think if we reinstate that committee, as myself, I'm willing to go back on it, and Mr. Colburn has said that he's willing to go back on it, and it's not a huge committee, but it's a good.
Would you like to make a motion to that effect, sir?
I would like to make a motion.
We have a seconder.
I'll second it.
Moved by Deputy Mayor McDonald, second by Councillor Colburn, that we reestablish a fire department committee. Any discussion?
I have a question. So who's gonna be on this committee? Like firefighters and then you two? Okay. Oh, just the two of you?
Then
Oh, okay.
We met at the fire department. They thought it was a good idea.
Okay.
Well, it's my ignorance, but I always thought that there was a committee and that
I thought the same thing,
Yeah.
but Linda straightened me out.
Yeah, because it was town clerk at the time, so there's a lot more operational committees, and we thinned out a lot of the committees, and that was one of the ones
Oh,
that came
okay.
off the list there, but it's not a mandated committee, but it's one that is chosen, that I'd like to reinstate.
And the firefighters were interested in that.
Okay,
We were in committee before, and then Councillor McDonald and I didn't realize, and then he kind of pointed out to me, he said, it's not on the list anymore.
And then you didn't have a meeting.
okay, any other discussion? We've got a motion on the floor, all those in favor of the motion, please raise a hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Next up, procurement, policy revision request, we're going to defer that to a meeting where our financial person, Ruth Ann Wilkins, can attend, and she'll fill us in on what the rationale is for it. 5.5, information sharing agreement, elections Nova Scotia, we're requested to enter an agreement. Linda, do you want to give us a little background on this, please?
Thank you, Your Worship. So, as you know, the municipal election's coming up this year. It's October, so putting a plug out there, anyone's interested to run as candidates, to keep an eye out there for the upcoming election. So part of the election is to provide a preliminary list of electors. So there's a few ways to do that, and one of the ways is to enter into an agreement. Looking to enter into an agreement with the information sharing agreement with the chief electoral officer of the province of Nova Scotia. And what this does, it lets us use a provincial list of electors from elections Nova Scotia for the purpose of the upcoming general and or special municipal elections if necessary. So in the past, the town has used this agreement to prepare the preliminary list of electors. We are familiar with the standards and procedures to utilize the information from Election Nova Scotia. It is less costly and labor intensive than introducing a new process. The disadvantage to it is accuracy. Accuracy is always an issue with electors lists. Enumeration is usually the most accurate, but labor intensive and more costly. So the options that we have is to use the provincial or federal list of electors from a recent election or from a register of electors maintained by the province or by Election Canada, enumeration of the electors, or a list of electors from a recent municipal election. Out of those, I, as staff, would recommend to enter into the agreement with the elections in Nova Scotia.
Okay, got here, I need a motion to put that to a vote, but I'll ask for questions after we get a motion. Councillor County.
I would like to move that council approves the entering the information sharing agreement with the chief electoral officer of the province of Nova Scotia for the use of the provincial list of electors from elections Nova Scotia for the purpose of the upcoming general or special municipal elections.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, moved by Councillor Canning, second by Councillor McNutt. Any discussion? Councillor Jones.
Well, listening to the motion, my question was answered, but I mean, the fear, I guess, is anybody new. But the public should realize how many months do they have to be in the town before they get, or a resident?
We'll have our soon, returning officer, and have all that defined. I don't have that information in front of me, but there is a requirement. That information will get out to the public. We're hoping to also utilize our alternative voting, which is electronic voting, which everybody that has a mailbox here would get that card and to check that they're on the voters list and stuff like that. So all this will be coming down in the next little bit. So,
Okay.
yes. Mhm.
I think in answer to your question, you've got to be a resident of the community for 6 months before you run for a position on council, I know.
Right.
So,
And you may also just need to live in here just for one day before, if you live in the town.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
To vote?
To vote, to vote,
Okay.
but not to run, to run, so
Yeah.
at least 6 months.
I don't want anybody here being taken over town.
The reason I was asking,
Yeah.
the people that have moved here in the last 6 months could not be on that list.
Yeah.
Probably won't.
And if they want to vote, then we have to make them aware of the election.
Yep.
Exactly, and so we can work closely with the welcoming committee. Also, if they go through getting a driver's license, that is captured and put into the elections in Nova Scotia, right?
Okay.
So that's how a lot of that information is going through, is through Access Nova Scotia.
Very good.
So that's how that list is compiled.
If I may, there's probably a lot of people here from other countries that are probably not aware at all.
No,
But,
We can
Yeah.
also work with, employers that may be applying some of the.
Right.
So, yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
we could have a meeting like with newcomers
Yes.
who are eligible to vote.
Yeah.
And so we could explain it so they understand it. We could have a night or sometime,
Yeah.
have a
Good idea.
meeting.
Okay, any other discussion? We have a motion on the floor. All those in favor of the motion that is put forward by Councillor Canning, please raise the hand and say aye. Contrary motion carried. Alternative voting bylaw first reading, we need to do more research on this, and we're going to defer it probably to the next council meeting.
I may add to it, just something came to light, within the day, so we'd like to have all the information first.
So you're gonna table that.
We're doing
Yes.
one.
Okay, number 6, correspondence email from Danny Graham, Chief Engagement Officer, Engaged Nova Scotia.
So this, we received an email, it actually went to all council members back in December. It's about, from Engage Nova Scotia, and they're working on a program. I'm not sure if everyone's heard of the Quality of Life Initiative. It's about bringing everyone to be all-inclusive. Carla may have been working with it as well. So the province has been reaching out, for 2 points that I've captured. One is to find a person that they could, correspond with to make sure the municipalities are involved in promoting the area about this survey and about how important it is to, respond to this provincial-wide survey to capture all the information. This information that gets gathered, it talks about, it talks about community vitality, healthy populations, living standards, environment, democratic engagement, leisure culture, education, and time use. The purpose of it is for municipalities to help with future planning. You could use some of the stats to when putting together strategic planning and things like that. The other point they put together, and it may be a budget item for council to consider, is if council would like to invest into that as well. The cost would be that a 50-cent a resident proposal, so it would be half the cost of our population if council wants to do that. But we can still participate in the survey without the putting in the cost. Yeah. So anyways, I just wanted to bring that to council's attention, that this is coming down. You may hear more about it. There'll be some information on our Facebook pages and websites about Quality of Life Initiative, and that it's a valid survey that all Nova Scotians are being asked for. So Cape Breton is using this as a great tool, and they're going from Cape Breton's template. So, yeah,
Okay,
that's the information I have.
okay, so that's in your package if you want to pick through it and give it a read. We need no motion on that. Next, we need to put the camera. We're discussing property, lease, sale, security, etc. So could I have a motion to win camera, please?
So, second.
Okay, moved by Councilor McNutt, seconded by Councilor Jones at 6:14 PM. We're going into camera.